To catch the escaped prisoner, the sheriff unscrewed every bolt on the tank. The next second, the tank completely fell apart, revealing the prisoner inside. Without saying a word, the sheriff handcuffed him and prepared to take him back. But seeing the sheriff was so small, the man immediately had a bad idea. He grabbed the sheriff and shoved him into a bucket of water, but the sheriff had his own diving suit. He quickly pulled out a water gun and captured the man. However, the man won't give up that easily. As soon as he was sent back to prison, he immediately started another escape attempt. He tried to use a pole to escape the 10,000-meter high obstacle, but the sheriff gave him a big surprise. To stop him from causing more trouble, the sheriff simply locked him in a dark room, but that still couldn't stop him from wanting to escape. He climbed up through the ventilation and made his way to the roof. What he didn't know was that the sheriff had already predicted his move. When the time was right, the sheriff used a knife to send the heavy ball. Unfortunately for the man, the iron ball sent him straight back to his cell. But soon, he heard the sound of an engine outside. So, he broke through the window and sneaked into a laundry truck, planning to escape while it was leaving. However, the truck was actually delivering supplies into the prison. The next second, he fell into boiling water and was sent flying into the sky from the heat. By then, the sheriff had already been waiting for him in a helicopter and immediately sent the man crashing into the ground. But unexpectedly, this gave him a brilliant idea. He spun the iron ball and used its pulling force to successfully escape. But before he could celebrate, the sheriff used a magnet to pull both the prisoner and the iron ball into the air, then sent him straight back to prison. After yet another failed escape, the man was furious. He hurled the iron ball and hit perfectly at the sheriff's helicopter. The helicopter instantly crashed, leaving the sheriff unable to fight back. Seizing the chance, the man shoved the sheriff into a trash can. The sheriff tried to negotiate, but the man took out a hammer and started smashing the can. When he lifted the metal sheet, the sheriff had mysteriously disappeared. All that remained was a gift box. He picked it up only to find chocolates inside. He immediately stuffed one into his mouth, but when he looked closely at the label, he realized something was wrong. The man was scared out of his mind. Luckily, nothing happened after the explosion. He somehow remained unharmed, but the man was furious. He noticed the parachute the sheriff had left behind. He quickly brought over a ladder and started another escape attempt, but as expected, he failed again. The parachute left him completely blinded. While stumbling around in confusion, he bumped into a log. The moment he saw it, he was over the moon. He decided to use the log to escape from prison, but just as he gathered all his strength and charged forward, the sheriff voluntarily opened the gate himself. The prisoner was completely confused. Then the sheriff told him that his sentence was finally over and he was free to go. Hearing this, the man instantly froze in shock.